This is Megan.
And this is Jess.
And this is the Magical Happy Hour,
a podcast where we share our love for Disney, theme parks, travel tips, food,
and anything else we feel like talking about. It's episode 44, and we're covering the Disneyland Halloween Foodie Guide with a very special guest.
Hi. My name is Jess, a lifelong Disney fan, especially the Disneyland theme park, but also have had lots of experience at Disney World. My parents moved there a few years ago, so they're now Disney World experts. We've been going to Disneyland since I was born. So yeah, just happy to be here and get to talk about Disney.
We're very lucky to have Jess with us, filling in for Shy. Do not worry, Shy is not gone by any means. She's just been having a very busy schedule, lots of stuff going on. You may have seen us post about it briefly on Instagram, but she will be back with us soon enough. In the meantime, Jess was very gracious and decided to fill in. So we're so happy to have her with us.
Let us be with us.
Yes. But of course, we're going to start with some news. You may have already heard, but there is already no virtual queue for the new wall attraction at Disneyland. We talked about this briefly in the past, that it was going to have a virtual queue, and sure enough, didn't last long, but it seems like people are really enjoying the show so far.
I quite honestly didn't even know that it had opened, so when I saw that there was a virtual queue, that was pretty shocking to me. But I'm really excited, hopefully going to get to check it out here in a couple of weeks. I have a lot of fond memories of great moments with Mr. Lincoln, but also am always excited to see new things that Disney's coming out with. So I think it'll probably be a really emotional and special experience to get to do.
Yeah. I guess we'll see. I'll be very curious to see. There's been a lot of talk about the appearance of the Walt animatronic. So as somebody who recently found out that this is happening, I'm very excited to see how you view him.
Yeah, I in my head when you had said that, I was like, did they just refit Lincoln and just remold him to try to look like Walt? And I was
He's
that's
gigantic.
Walt's just suddenly 6'5".
Would be very interesting, but not quite. But
he just doesn't stand up. He stays seated.
So our next bit of news, we're kind of keeping it short and concise this time, but just bringing you guys the biggest headlines of, there's another disturbance in Small World, unfortunately. There was a war protest doll planted inside Disneyland's Small World. Very, very interesting. I came across this the day it happened on Reddit, just from a TikTok that has gone pretty viral that I'm sure you all have seen, of a woman walking through Fantasyland holding this crazy looking doll. It's pretty big. Apparently, this anti-war organization, which, wonderful thing, it's called Up in Arms. I don't know very much about this organization, but hopefully it's a good one. It sounds like what they stand for is at least good, but this doll was planted in Small World as a form of saying, remember Hiroshima. It was just the 80th anniversary of absolutely that horrifically tragic event. And it makes sense to honor that. I've been to, the major site that they have, remembering Hiroshima. And it was incredibly moving and very upsetting. And so it makes sense that people would be saying this isn't a huge thing to remember at this time. However, this is maybe not how it's done. Jess and I were talking prior to us recording and saying doing some sort of campaign in using It's a Small World as a framework for it, because it is supposed to be this honoring of different cultures and us seeing that we're all from one world.
And also celebrating, children and kind of shining a light on the children that were affected and that continue to be affected by war. Like, I understand that aspect of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think looking at the doll that I actually saw, it's, in my opinion, kind of incredible that they made the doll look so on brand. Yeah, it looks really, really like stylistically
a Small World doll.
Identical to a Small World doll. But yeah, as we were saying, like before we started recording, that kind of at the end of the day, how many people is that really going to impact? What is that going to do other than realistically kind of just screw up the day of some cast members who now have to go and deal with taking it out and making sure that it's safe and potentially impacting guest experience, and that, less people would get to go on the ride and experience it, and that there's probably a more effective way to do this than the way it was, that it was done.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think that this is the way, and I've seen people say, like, what is up with Small World? Why is this the place? But, it's like it's a giant building, and it does kind of feel like, I don't know, different corner. I don't know. Something about it is striking.
Something about it is it makes people want to act out a little bit. I mean, at least the doll wasn't naked, nor was anyone on the boat. So I will give them that pat on the back. As someone who's been on Small World many times and not taken my clothes off, I think it's pretty doable. But
or planted a doll.
I haven't done that either. I've fallen asleep before, but I haven't done either of those things.
I bet you probably haven't even stood up in a boat, which unfortunately is something that happens too much. Or touched the water. Like,
you want to know something? I'm so sorry. I'm about to expose myself a little bit. I'm like such a rule follower, which this is probably going to shock you.
Yeah.
When I was on a trip in high school, I was a freshman, so I would have been 15. I can't believe I did this, even thinking about it. I stood up on the boat on Pirates and changed rows.
No, Jessica!
And I got yelled at over the speaker, and I still have like residual anxiety about having done that, and I have no idea what came over me. My prefrontal cortex hadn't developed. I don't know why I did it. I still don't know. I was trying to be cool. I don't know. And it still stresses me out that I did that.
Who did you switch spots with?
I don't know. I have no memory of what the reasoning was or what was going on. I just know that I stood up and moved to the row behind me, and the people on the intercom, were like, "Excuse me, please stay seated." But to be honest, I still think that is less of a faux pas than taking a full video with the flash on.
Oh, I agree. I mean, don't do either of those things.
Don't do either of those things.
But at least one only
really affects
ruins everyone's time.
Yeah, only one really affects the safety of the person doing the action, whereas the other one really affects the enjoyability of the ride to everyone. So anyways, that's my big confession. My parents still bring it up sometimes. They're horrified that I did that. I'm horrified that I did that. Megan's horrified that I did this.
You just read it on yourself. That's fine. I respect it, honestly. I would have never admitted that, but I respect it nonetheless. I support women's rights and wrongs.
So I had to come clean. I couldn't live with that kind of
Mother,
guilt.
I have sinned.
Please forgive me, Disney. Mickey Mouse, I'm sorry. Mouse. I will never stand on one of your rides ever again for the rest of my life. I promise.
We've all made mistakes. It's fine. So this episode, for all of you familiar, we will cover the entirety of the Disneyland Foodie Guide. Usually we break it up into 2 parts, but I think we're just going to charge on through and do our best to cover it all for you all. And of course, all these items are listed on the Disney Parks blog Foodie Guide, which will be linked in our description. So we are very excited that Halloween time is just around the corner. It is starting early.
It feels crazy every year. I work with kids, and the fact that they're already going back to school this week makes me feel weird. And so, yeah, I mean, I guess if kids are going back to school, Halloween isn't that far away, so
Yeah, and at Disneyland, I mean, it starts literally right after they go back to school.
Yeah.
August 22nd through October 31st is when you can celebrate Halloween time at the Disneyland Resort. Plaza de la Familia is also a big part of this celebration. This runs until November 1st. All right, so kicking off the foodie guide, we're going to start in Disneyland Park at Alien Pizza Planet. If Jess, you'd like to take it away.
I would love to start us off. I will say I am a huge fan of Pizza Planet. It's like for some reason I feel like it's a controversial topic maybe.
It is a hot take.
Especially the pizzas. To be fair, I'm not speaking on the pizza. I've don't know if I've even ever tried their pizza, but they have a Countdown chicken fusilli that me and my family get every Disney trip that we take. And anyways, I really have a lot of feelings, good feelings, towards Pizza Planet. So yeah, I'm excited. Our first one is going to be the Haunted Heatwave Pizza. So it is a spiced blush sauce topped with mozzarella and pepper jack, Italian sausage, classic and crispy cupped pepperoni, smoked bratwurst, and sliced red Fresno chilies, garnished with basil and hot honey drizzle. And this is a new item.
You said that you haven't had the pizza before?
I don't know if I've ever had Disneyland pizza because I've heard it's notoriously not the best.
Okay, so I also have a controversial take because I like the pizza, Alien Pizza Planet, but I've only had their cheese pizza.
Okay.
As a pizza, this sounds pretty freaking awesome to me. I'm not
Same.
even a big like meat centric pizza person, but I like the spicy. I already put hot honey on my pizza.
I was gonna say the other thing I like when I saw the smoked bratwurst, I was like, that sounds like really good because obviously you can throw a bunch of spicy stuff on a pizza and call it a day, but I like that they've kind of thrown in something with a little bit more, I don't know, complexity or like layers.
Just different.
Yeah, that does it for me.
Okay, you might need to try that one then. They also have the spicy blush pasta. It's Italian sausage, bell peppers served on chef's choice of pasta, tossed in blush sauce, and garnished with Parmesan and basil.
And then we also have the apple and pecan salad, which is mixed greens with frisee, which for sure, I definitely pronounced that right the first time. Candied pecans, Granny Smith apple, feta crumbles, and maple dressing. Maple dressing sounds really good to me.
Oh, I think that sounds horrible. Probably good with the pecans, but I don't know. This sounds like a weird. I like some of these things on their own. Sounds very fall,
It's
but
also sounding like if you tried to make a caramel apple into a salad.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I'm like a pecan pie apple salad.
Yeah, I would try it. I don't know what that word I can't pronounce is. I don't know what that is.
Jess is gonna find for us.
Do a side thing because my mom will definitely ask me what that is, and I do need to have a FRISEE.
Yes.
Where we're gonna find out right now. It says it is it's a type of plant.
Okay.
A curled endive, also known as this, or curly endive, a leafy green vegetable with a distinctive, slightly bitter flavor and a lacy, curly texture. I could be into that.
Educational. So that salad is available through January 7th, as well as the pumpkin spiced breadsticks, which are breadsticks rolled in pumpkin spice sugar served with a caramel cream cheese sauce.
As I brought up earlier, there is a heavy theme on cream cheese this autumn, and I am here for it. I'm so excited. Last thing for Pizza Planet is going to be their seasonal macaroon, which is an alien macaroon.
This is a returning item. I think that they've had this for the past few years, but clearly it's popular if it keeps on coming back. I've never tried it, though.
I haven't either. Actually, no, I haven't tried that one. I have tried macaroons from Pizza Planet, though.
I've had their original alien macaroon.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. I've had their alien macaroons.
Next, we have Bengal Barbecue. They've got two different drinks here. So the first one is their iced pandan cooler, which is brown sugar, spheres, and ube cold foam.
And then we also have the iced pumpkin chai latte with brown sugar spheres, And cold foam, I do want to know what brown sugar spheres
It's
are.
boba.
Oh, they're brown sugar boba.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
Brown sugar boba are awesome. I get the ones from Trader Joe's sometimes, and they're great.
I
Yeah.
love it. Boba kind of freaks me out, so.
I have a video to show you after this. It'll be
Amazing.
really funny. Moving over to the Blue Bayou, these items are available August 22nd through November 13th. And it says specifically reservations recommended. We all know how popular Blue Bayou is. So if these items are sounding particularly good, go get you a reservation. Even if it's day of, still go for it. We're going to start off with the plant-based roasted beet and citrus salad. It has crema, herbs, almond, fennel, and poppy seed vinaigrette.
And then they also have doughbird cake. It looks really, really delicious. Layers of pumpkin spice sponge, chocolate whipped ganache, and salted caramel buttercream.
That sounds awesome.
It looks so beautiful in the photo that they have. It's really incredible.
Next at Cafe Daisy, we have Daisy's Goody Goody Donuts. They're house-made mini apple cider donuts with spiced apple sugar.
And then we have Clarabelle Spicy Chipotle Pineapple Lemonade. That's a lot of words for one item. Minute Maid Zero Sugar Lemonade, Chipotle Pineapple Syrup, and Chili Lime Seasoning topped with pineapple.
If I was going to buy a lemonade, I may buy this one just because spicy pineapple sounds fantastic. Next, we have the Pumpkin Tiramisu Cold Brew. It's a Joffrey's French Roast cold brew coffee with pumpkin and tiramisu syrup, topped with whipped cream, chocolate, and pumpkin powder, and a ladyfinger cookie. And those past two drinks are available until November 13th.
All right. And then we are moving over to Cafe Orleans, and these offerings will be available August 22nd through January 7th. We have a sweet potato hummus. It's going to be lemon oil, pomegranate, sunflower seeds, and lavash. And this is a plant-based offering. And also a cherry cream soda, which is very different from the first thing I read for this, which is Sprite, cherry syrup, and cream. I was like, those two things to me do not go anywhere near each other, but they're next to each other.
I'm curious why we're doing cherry cream soda during fall.
I also don't know, and I also don't... sweet potato hummus, that makes sense. Yes. Cherry cream soda, confusion.
Huh. Okay.
But we're getting into the stuff I'm really excited about. Ooh.
At Carnation Cafe through November 14th, you can find Elysian Brewing Night Owl Pumpkin Ale.
And Spaten Oktoberfest.
I've had both of these. Have you had these before?
I haven't had either, but typically not a huge amber fan, and both of these I would imagine are fairly malty. Pumpkin ales tend to usually be a little bit darker, and if I'm going to go for something higher ABV, it's going to be an IPA. So typically I'm going to go for something either really light or an IPA. So neither of these are something I've tried, but I love Elysian, so... Yeah. Can't go wrong.
I think their pumpkin ale is fairly sweet. You're right. They are both malty, kind of darker. I would say the Oktoberfest is pretty light for what it is.
For an Oktoberfest, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like Oktoberfest brews are usually pretty, there's certainly a range. But I think both these beers are pretty delicious. Over at Edelweiss Snacks through November 13th, there's the chicken...
yeah, you have to do one. Nicois.
That's what I was thinking.
That's what I was going to say.
There's the chicken niçoise shaker salad, which is mixed green, grilled chicken, hard-boiled eggs, green beans, cherry tomatoes, olive tapenade, and potato chips served with honey mustard dressing.
They also have the Alpine Almond Delight, rolled Danish, filled with pastry cream and almond cream, finished with sliced almonds. If you like almonds, that sounds great. If you're allergic to almonds, I would probably not go anywhere near that stand. That's a lot of almonds. Just stay out of that area. When I saw the picture, I didn't know if it was a savory, loaded nacho. Oh. I thought it was sour cream drizzled on top, and I didn't understand what it was.
Moving on to Galactic Grill, there's the Haunted Hound Dog. It's a quarter-pound all-beef hot dog on a brioche bun topped with shredded cheese, a pickled mustard, a pickled mustard?
I don't know. I read that as well, and I don't know what a pickled mustard is, but they wrote it so confidently that I don't know if that's right or wrong.
Huh.
Or a pickle mustard? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, well, we'll go what they say, pickled mustard, bacon, and fried onions served with your choice of cuties, like mandarin oranges, or french fries.
They also have the chili pepper burger, which is Angus beef and vegetable patty. I would imagine they mean Angus patty or a vegetable patty, so that it's a mix.
It's probably both.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. A ghost pepper salsa verde, pepper jack, green chili pico de gallo, cilantro lime slaw, and crispy onions served on a toasted brioche bun with your choice of cuties, mandarin orange, or French fries.
Yeah, the only reason I say that it may be both, like it's either like a two patty or it's mixed. Yeah.
To add more veggies into the beef.
I have frozen beef and vegetable patties in my freezer right now.
I mean, I love that idea. That's fun. I just also was like, oh, they probably are doing it so it's like one or the other.
Yeah.
But I like it.
Which you still may be right. My only indication is that it doesn't say plant-based.
Mm-hmm.
Which, given there's also cheese, yeah, no.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I guess maybe for the Galactic Girl, they may be struggling. So maybe we just will have to scope it out a little.
That's fair. I know, there's a lot of interesting wording.
Right. But not, next we have a tried and true favorite, a Darth by Chocolate. This is the layers of chocolate pudding, red velvet sponge, a chocolate mousse, and crushed chocolate cream filled cookies. Jess is a big red velvet fan, and she mentioned that this item, but not by name, and I knew exactly what she was talking about.
Mainly because I was raving about how much cream cheese is in this foodie guide, because I'm not a huge sweets person, so let that be known going forward if I don't have a ton to say on the sweets or not a lot of knowledge. But I love red velvet, but I love it because there's, surprise, cream cheese on it. And when I saw this, I was like, oh my goodness, red velvet sponge. But I'm like, it's a chocolate red velvet with chocolate pudding and chocolate mousse. Where's the cream cheese? I was a little bummed.
I will say it's delicious.
I would try it. I'm not saying I wouldn't try it. I would have a bite, but also that's me with every dessert ever. I'm like, I'll have a bite of it.
It's more for the appearance, because they're doing like a Darth Vader thing.
With the red.
Yeah.
Next, we have the bloody orange slushy with raspberry drizzle, which that's what we have. It is also available with the glow cube. And then we also have the iced pumpkin pie chai latte topped with pumpkin pie cold foam.
I love that they're extending some items, either because probably they're popular, but also some of them are just like fall in general. Yeah. So they're like extending the season a little, which I appreciate.
I do too. And makes everything easier. And I also think it's like more sustainable, right. Environment wise. Like, you already have to buy all this stuff. Like, let's make the most of all the things that you guys have already.
Yeah. And the, winter season doesn't start for kind of a minute. Yeah. So even though all the stuff gets put up,
it's like a really great transition moment for them to take. Because I do feel sometimes that the transition from October 31st to November 1st is like borderline jarring.
Dude, our friend Shantae and I were talking about this literally like 2 days ago.
Yeah, it's a little jarring. So it is kind of like, I guess, comforting that even though as they're kind of moving everything, which they do in chunks, it's not all at once overnight. Mm-hmm. Obviously, they can only do so much in one night over the whole 2 parks. But as the park changes over from Halloween, fall to Christmas, winter, it is nice to have those like fall staples, like a pumpkin breadstick or a pumpkin. Yeah, these or our caramel apple salad. Those kind of things. It is nice to have that kind of like continuity, so you're not just being like, and it's Christmas, baby.
All of a sudden, now that it's not October anymore.
And then you're just singing I mean, I hate to be that person, but I'm like, Jingle Bells is a Thanksgiving song, but I'm like, we're all just screaming Jingle Bells as soon as it turns November.
Wait, what? Jingle Bells is a Thanksgiving song?
Yes, it's a song. It is a song. Welcome to my podcast, guys. Jingle Bells is a song written about Thanksgiving. It is not a Christmas song, technically.
Is that historically factual?
This is historically factual. Yes. Look it up. I dare you.
I dare you to find me.
Not you, Megan, but you, the listeners. I promise you will not be disappointed in Googling this. It's an interesting fact, and I learned it in the 4th grade.
I love this. Okay. Moving on to Good Boy Grocers. Through January 7th, you can get a strawberry slushie made with Fanta strawberry.
I do have a question as to what Good Boy Grocers is.
I think it's next to Cafe Daisy in Toontown.
Okay. I was assuming it seemed like a Pluto-based.
Yes.
Okay.
It's like one of those, just kind of like snack stands.
Grab and go. I'm thinking of the marketplace, like as you walk into California Adventure kind of place with like the ice-filled.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yes, exactly. Or in just across from Red Rose Tavern in Fantasyland, where they have like that cart.
Yes, right next to Casey Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just at the Good Boy Grocers is where you can get where you can make a picnic basket, essentially.
Okay. Well, I need to go back to Toontown more. I go back very rarely. It's way back there, but that's very cute. I saw that and I had no idea what it was. I need to go to Disneyland more. I'm sorry, everyone. Next, we have from Gibson Girl Ice Cream Parlor, available through October 31st. We have our Rest in Chocolate, which is a Rocky Road ice cream buried in a chocolate-covered waffle cup with chocolate cookie crumbles and gummy worms topped with a chocolate tombstone.
At Harbor Galley through November 13th, they have fresh-baked pumpkin cookies available in a pack of 6 or 13 while supplies last. And then there's also a whipped cream cheese dip. So not just whipped cream, but a whipped cream cheese dip.
I will be buying the whipped cream cheese dip and a spoon and just eating it. No, but when I saw that, I was like, I do love a pumpkin flavored thing in the fall. Mm-hmm. Not too proud to admit that, but I specifically really love the combination of pumpkin with cream cheese. Can you believe it? I usually make like pumpkin cupcakes every fall with a cream cheese frosting. And so I was like, these are going to be so much better than anything I can bake, and I want them.
I also make like a pumpkin bread. Usually it's Samhain bread, so I make it for Halloween, but sometimes I will add pumpkin to it, and then so I'm making a pumpkin Samhain bread, and I have had people be like, have you ever thought about making like a cream cheese icing for this? And I'm like, no, it's not a cupcake, but also, why deprive the people of what they want?
Why deprive the me of what she wants? All right, next up we have Hungry Bear Barbecue Jamboree, and these are both available until November 13th. We have the Cherry Cobbler Funnel Cake Fries, which are cinnamon sugar dusted funnel cake fries, cherry pie filling, vanilla ice cream, and streusel, which is new and also probably something I would have a bite of. And then the mint chip cold brew, which is mint chip ice cream, Joffrey's French roast cold brew coffee, cream topper, and chocolate chips.
Moving on to Jolly Holiday Bakery Cafe, there's the pear cherry cheese crumble. It's a pie shell filled with cheesecake, cherry filling, and spiced pears, finished with sliced pears, streusel, and caramel. And this is available until November 13th.
And this is one of the things I saw when looking through this that I was very excited about. This is the bulgogi beef toasted sandwich with corn cheese soup, marinated beef, grilled onions, mozzarella, and a kimchi aioli on sourdough served with corn cheese soup. Everything about that sounds so good to me. Have you tried it?
No.
Oh, it's not. It's saying it's not new. So I was like, when did they have this? But it is also available through November 13th.
Yeah, I have not had this before. I kind of remember it from last year.
Did you do the birria? Have you had their birria grilled cheese?
I haven't had it, but I've been with people when they had it. Shy's more of the birria girly of our group. I think it's good. I just would rather have something else,
That's
so I never get
fair.
it.
I had it, I think maybe even the last time I went to Disneyland, and yeah, I really liked it. So I'm interested though because I feel like typically they go for like a more like Latin American food, and I've noticed more like Asian cuisines being featured in this Halloween foodie guide. So I was kind of surprised, but excited. I mean, they have lots of representation of lots of different uh, cultures and different foods, but yeah, I was like, ooh, there's some really interesting ways they're playing with like Asian cultured foods, and I'm very excited.
Yeah, I feel that. I love a bulgogi beef,
Mhm.
love kimchi, so
There's a lot of flavor going on, and mozzarella is kind of more just like for that stringy pull.
yeah, that's a good point. Next, we have the caramel apple cheesecake. Caramel cheesecake with caramelized apple filling, finished with caramel drip, orange and white chocolate mousse, chocolate flakes, and a chocolate bat, which that sounds phenomenal to me. Um, Everyone knows how much of a Tiggertail fan I am, so to have orange and white chocolate together and with caramel, amazing. And caramel cheesecake, ooh.
It's got cheese. It's got cheese in it. It has cream cheese in it. I would eat a bite of that. Next, we have the hazelnut brownie tart, hazelnut spread, and brownie filling topped with purple cream cheese frosting. Ding, ding, ding. Chocolate moon, bat, and orange sprinkles. Anytime I see hazelnut, for some reason, I feel like that's something my dad would try, but I would also have a bite of this because it has purple cream cheese frosting.
Yeah, it almost looks like a little Pop Tart.
I just was thinking that too when I saw the picture. I was like, that looks like a funky little Pop Tart.
Next, we have the Jack-o'-lantern Mickey Pumpkin Macaroon. It's a pumpkin macaroon shell filled with caramel and pumpkin cheesecake.
And then we have the Mickey Bat Cookie, shortbread bat cookie dipped in dark chocolate with a vampire Mickey face.
Also, a pumpkin muffin topped with cream cheese icing.
We have a spiced spiced cake filled with cream cheese frosting and topped with purple glaze, sprinkles, and spiced mousse with a Mickey Mouse chocolate decoration. I swear, when I read this, I was like, I cannot believe how much cream cheese is in this. It was like truly cracking me up as I keep going through it. I'm re-reminded of how much cream cheese is in this.
We're just gonna seat you at Holly Jolly Bakery and just get you rounds of each of these items.
Or
We're just
just-
gonna fill you with cream cheese.
Bring me everything from the park. I'll stay seated because I won't be able to walk. And then we'll have to get a medical wheelchair to wheel me out. I can't.
She's not drunk. She's just full of cream
She's
cheese.
full of cream cheese and her body says no.
Finally, we have Joffrey's pumpkin cold brew, topped with vanilla foam and spiced sugar.
All right, moving on to one of my favorite little spots at Disneyland, the Little Red Wagon. This also is really interesting to me. It is a chili cheese corn dog, which is a classic corn dog topped with spicy chili, jalapeno, cilantro crema, cheddar cheese, and crispy onions served with a choice of cuties, mandarin oranges, or potato chips. And just looking at the photo, it's one of those things where it's a bit of an oxymoron where the whole point of eating a corn dog is that it's on a stick and you eat it off the stick and there's just no possible way you're eating this off the stick. It's covered in chili.
Right.
So you the stick is a little bit silly in this situation, but it looks delicious, and that's going to be available through January 7th.
Also at the Little Red Wagon, we have a mango strawberry lemonade, Minute Maid lemonade infused with chamoy, strawberry syrup, and mango puree. Also available through November 13th. Seems like those are the 3 dates that, like, food's coming and going. It's either October 31st, January 7th, or November 13th. So just be aware of what your favorite items are and what dates they are leaving us.
All right, next we have Market House with a butter biscuit cookie. It is a butter cookie with cookie butter spread drizzled with colored chocolate. And they that one is through November 13th. And then they also have a Mickey Bat cookie, which is a shortbread bat cookie dipped in dark chocolate with a vampire Mickey face.
At Maurice's Treats, Fantasyland Fruit Cart, and Lemonade at Small World Promenade, through November 13th, you can get the Trick or Treat Trail Mix, which is a mix of M&Ms, milk chocolate candies, pretzel sticks, candy gummy worms, and candy corn.
Next up, we have the mint julep bar. All of these are going to be available through November 13th. You've got your pumpkin spice flavored Mickey shaped beignets dusted with pumpkin spice sugar, which are available in a 3 or 6 pack. Bring your lint roller to to dust up all of that extra powdered sugar. I'm like, I don't know what else is going to get it off. You can pat your pants down, but that powdered sugar is sticking to you for life. And then also comes with a coffee caramel dipping sauce. And as well, they have the cranberry pomegranate mint julep with mixed berry flavoring popping spheres.
Honestly, I may just go get the coffee caramel dipping sauce. That sounds so good. I'm not a big beignet person, but that dipping sauce sounds amazing.
We can sit together with our cups of whipped cream cheese and coffee caramel dipping sauces and look normal together. Like
Just
we're eating a sweet soup.
At the Plaza Inn, you can find a German chocolate pie. It's a flaky pie shell filled with layers of chocolate, chocolate cremeux, and German chocolate filling topped with chocolate drizzle and chocolate curls. Holy chocolate.
Yeah, that's a lot of chocolate.
Oh my.
There is also a poison apple cake, which is a red cinnamon cake with cream cheese and caramelized apple filling finished with red cream cheese buttercream frosting and green ganache.
Last year, I think Shy and I were kind of like, what does this mean? Like, cinnamon cake, is it good? Must be good because it's back again. So, hey.
You didn't try it last year?
No, we didn't try too many treats. Not as many, I think, as we wanted to. But got some heavy hitters. So hopefully seeing them back again.
This is also something that honestly, like myself and both my parents, we go and do Disney stuff. We love Disney food. I know my parents' individual tastes pretty well. They know mine. And I'm like, this poison apple cake is something that all three of us would probably... It's a little bit of everyone between the cinnamon, the caramelized apple filling, and the cream cheese. I think that might be a winner for the family. So I might have to try that and report back.
Okay, sounds good to me. Last at the Plaza Inn, we have the Tombstone chocolate cake, which is chocolate pound cake, whipped topping, Oreo dust, and candied worms topped with a tombstone decoration.
Next, we have Rancho del Zocalo. We have the Chick or Treat Mulita, which is a cheesy blue corn tortilla with refried beans, chicken tinga, crema, cotija cheese, and spicy pickled onions served with tortilla chips. And this is available through November 13th.
Returning, we have the Mickey-shaped pumpkin salted dulce cream puff, which is filled with pumpkin mousse and salted dulce de leche.
And then last for Rancho, we have the hibiscus pomegranate cooler, which sounds amazing, which is a spiced hibiscus tea, pomegranate and orange juices, and honey, which is available through January 7th.
That does sound super good.
Yeah, I was like, ooh, spiced hibiscus tea. First of all, great. Juice, great. Honey, all of it. Yeah, that sounds amazing.
Over at Red Rose Tavern, they have a butternut squash flatbread. It's roasted butternut squash puree, roasted mushrooms, feta, and roasted diced butternut squash, topped with garlic miso sauce and fried sage. Available through January 7th.
And then we have the enchanted pumpkin stuff. Is it better than the gray stuff? It's hard to say. But it is pumpkin mousse with pumpkin cake and apricot marmalade. Amazing. An apricot marmalade center topped with green sprinkles, silver stars, and a chocolate branch and leaf, and this is available through November 13th.
The fact that this isn't new is so interesting because I don't remember apricot in anything in the past.
Also don't either. That's why that really brought it up to me. I feel like apricot is such a kind of
underrated, I'd say.
Deeply underrated. One of my favorite snack fruits. If you guys aren't eating apricots, you gotta be eating apricots.
Get on that apricot.
My friend also, sorry, hard little detour, but if you, one of my best friends owns an orchard. If you don't know how to eat an apricot, you rip it in half. Literally. You pull the pit out, and then you can eat the entire thing, and it's easy, mess-free. There's nothing. It's like having a baby peach with no problems. It's the best thing in the world.
Oh, that's how I eat dried apricots is I peel them apart from each other. Rip it apart.
Rip it in half. It'll pop open the way it's supposed to, and then the way God intended it to. And then you just pop the pit out, and yeah, you can pop the whole thing in your mouth or eat it in 2 bites, whatever. But it's when my friend explained to me that that's how you should be eating apricots, my mind was blown, and I've been eating them as like perfect snacks forever. So
there you have it.
can't say more praises about apricots. I got very excited.
I don't know how I can follow that up, but pumpkin cheesecake cold brew is Joffrey's caramel, vanilla, and cinnamon cold brew with pumpkin cheesecake topper. More cheesecake for you, babe.
I was also thinking on what in the world a pumpkin cheesecake topper is, but that...
Like the cold foam.
I know, but I'm like, what makes it what makes it cheesecake specifically? That makes me a little nervous, but that's okay. At the refreshment corner, available until November 13th, we have the chili potato dog, which is honestly a little bit crazy. It is a baked potato, all beef hot dog, spicy chili, cheese sauce, sour cream, green onion, and spicy corn chips. So get rid of the bun. Say hello to a baked potato. I'm not mad at all, but I've never seen anything like that before. So
that's how you know Jess is new here, everyone. Because so last year, Shai and I were like freaking out over the abundance of potatoes. I think it was during Pixar Fest.
Okay.
We were like, what is going on with the potatoes? And then I think when it came back around to Halloween time is when we started getting these potato like dog type situations.
The potato dog, I'm really on board for a creative baked potato. I do this daily, but I've never seen a potato being used as a hot dog bun. And that is like, I mean, if you're talking about a creative baked potato, you throw a hot dog on that bad boy, you have a creative baked potato.
Matt makes them here.
Okay, well, Matt,
we make them at home.
Matt, the original creative baked potato entrepreneur.
I've never had this. I'm perfectly fine with my classic hot dog, but it's clearly popular. It's probably a good bang for your buck.
I would think that as well, but if I'm gonna do a baked potato, there's more coming up that I am very excited
The
about.
Suspense. Stay tuned.
Ooh.
At River Belle Terrace, available through November 13th, we have the Big Bell Sandwich. It's a Nashville hot chicken, brisket mac and cheese, and house-made slaw sandwich.
I was going to say...
I think it's all together, it sounds like.
There's no photo, nor is there mention of a bun. But I would imagine, given that it's a sandwich...
I'm assuming it's all together as a sandwich. Either that, or it's Nashville hot chicken sandwich, brisket and mac and cheese on the side, and house-made slaw on the side.
Yeah.
I'm unsure. There isn't a picture, and it doesn't really give us any more details, so I guess we shall see.
And I'm also assuming it's not the crazy idea I had, in that it's 2 pieces of Nashville hot chicken with mac and cheese and slaw in the middle.
No.
I think KFC did that, to be fair. And I'm not saying Disney should also do that, but that would be crazy, and I would like to watch someone try to eat that. Next, we have the Mississippi Mud Cake, which is toasted marshmallows and candy pecans with vanilla ice cream.
We also have the chocolate peanut butter pudding with peanut butter chantilly and chocolate peanut butter pieces. For those of you that have been with us since last Halloween season, you know that Shai and I got to try this at River Belle Terrace on the first day of the Halloween season last year, and we liked it okay. But it was a bit much. We got the other dessert they had as well, which was more of like a streusel, and we were super into that one.
That's fair. To be fair, the next thing sounds much more something I would try, which is a pumpkin spice pancake, which is pumpkin spice sauce and cream cheese chantilly with choice of bacon or sausage. I'm assuming this is coming in some sort of a meal, like a plate. You would get the pancakes with those things on top and then a choice of bacon or sausage. That I would absolutely eat.
We had this as well last year. Yeah, we specifically did a brunch at River Belle on the first day of Halloween season so we could try all these items, and we did the Phantasmic dining package.
Okay.
Yeah. So we did get to try the pumpkin spice pancakes, which were amazing. We got to try the pudding, which
Actually,
was okay.
Now I'm remembering, I think you did tell me about the pumpkin spice pancakes being really good.
Yeah.
Now that I think about that, it's coming back to me. Yes.
The soup was the star of that meal.
As soup normally is.
It was their chicken pot pie soup, which was amazing, which they still have at the resort kind of floating around. I'm not sure where it is now.
Chicken pot pie coming up later as well.
Ooh.
Which also got me really hyped and loaded. I don't know what locked and loaded. Hyped and happy.
What do we have next?
We are going to the Royal Street Veranda. We have the meatball slider, which is an impossible meatball, or more than one, impossible meatballs, marinara sauce, and parmesan, which is available through January 7th and is also plant-based.
They also have the roasted vegetable salad, which is roasted Brussels sprouts, beets, butternut squash, yams, toasted almonds, pepitas, and burrata cheese topped with herbed balsamic dressing. Available through January 7th as well.
Me and my parents, my family have been on like more of a Mediterranean diet, eating a lot more vegetables, a lot less meat. We're not vegetarian or vegan in any way, but just moving towards that. And just based on like a lot of the things I've been eating, this piqued my interest so deeply because it sounds so good, so hearty, so many different veggies. And then with the burrata and the herb balsamic, that's something I would be super interested in trying. So I'm excited.
I would also get this. It sounds really good.
Right.
I hope it's good.
I was going to say, the picture looks good. It all sounds really, really good. Next up, we have the coffee fritters, which are rolled in cinnamon sugar, drizzled with white mocha sauce, and garnished with praline sugar streusel, available through November 13th.
And finally, we have the pumpkin creme brulee cold brew. This is the Joffrey's pumpkin creme brulee cold brew coffee, pumpkin spice creamer, and toffee chips. We definitely tried this last year as well. Again, you all heard about it. I believe this started off being called the Pumpkin King Cold Brew.
Okay, cute.
And then things kind of got switched up. But either way, I'm sure that this is delicious.
All right, next we have the Stage Door Cafe, which is available through November 13th. It's going to be the Monster Funnel Cake, which is a green funnel cake with chocolate sauce, crumbled brownie, peanut butter candy pieces, and whipped cream.
Over at the Golden Horseshoe, the Bride Sundae is also available through November 13th. This is a brownie cake, vanilla ice cream, cookies and cream chocolate crumble, whipped topping, and chocolate sauce.
And then moving back to the Troubadour Tavern, I'm so excited about this one. The next two I'm very excited about.
Okay, tell us about them both.
Okay, yeah, I'd love to. So we have, I don't know if I've talked to you about how much I love the baked potatoes at Troubadour. I feel like it's such a hidden gem. Tried most of them, and I've not had one that I disliked. They do really experimental things with a baked potato that I can really appreciate. So we have the bulgogi potato, which is a bulgogi marinated beef, gochujang mayo, spicy cucumber, and green onion. This is available through November 13th, which is new. This next one is saying it's not new. Never heard of it. Sounds amazing. I want it. It's called the Celebration Dinner Potato, which is a baked potato with pulled smoked turkey, whipped cream cheese, stuffing, cranberry sauce, gravy, and fried onions. And this one is available through January 7th. And it's really speaking to my love of both baked potatoes and everything that I just listed ingredient-wise. I'm like, well, yep, they put all the things I love onto my thing I love. We'll see how many baked potatoes I can eat the next time I go to Disney.
We'd love to get a count going on that. The Celebration baked potato, I mean, it's certainly like a Thanksgiving dinner, yes. Right? Yeah, so they've been doing this for the last, I think, couple years, if not just last year, but yeah, it is definitely like your classic like turkey Thanksgiving dinner. At Troubadour Tavern, they also have the trick-or-treat popcorn. So kind of like we mentioned earlier by that snack mix, this is the popcorn itself. So it's popcorn topped with a mix of M&Ms, candy gummy worms, pretzel sticks, and candy corn, which is also available through November 13th.
And then I am just going to blast through our Disneyland churros here. So we have our churros near Buzz Lightyear Astro Blasters. These are going to be available through the October 31st. We have a chocolate churro, which is a classic churro rolled in chocolate flavored sugar and a creamy peanut butter dipping sauce. The churros near Casey Jr. Circus Train, available through November 13th. Those are just the churros are available with a new caramel apple dipping sauce, which is diced apples with cinnamon and caramel sauce. And then we have the churros near Haunted Mansion, available through January 7th, which are the Strawbatty churro, which is a strawberry filled churro rolled in chocolate cookie dust and drizzled with cream cheese sauce, topped with a chocolate bat. And lastly, for churros, we have churros near Sleeping Beauty Castle and churros near Town Square, available through November 13th. We have a citrus churro, which is a churro tossed in citrus orange sugar, and a blueberry lemon dipping sauce, which is a vanilla frosting mixed with blueberry compote.
I wonder what makes it lemon if it's vanilla frosting with blueberry compote. Like, where does the lemon come in?
It's called magic, and it's called believing. Believing it's lemon.
Believe it's lemon. Okay.
Yeah, lemon, some zest or something in it.
Yeah.
And I would imagine maybe there's lemon in the blueberry compote, but
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I like to believe it's just magic.
Okay. At Popcorn near Haunted Mansion, you can get the Halloween treat mix-in, so a scoop of Halloween candy in your classic buttery popcorn, complete with green, purple, and black M&Ms and candy corn. So a little bit different than that other one that we mentioned earlier. At the Popcorn near Star Trader, you can get a spicy pickle popcorn, which also has crushed hot cheese puffs and dill pickle seasoning.
I will be eating that. I will be trying that. That is absolutely speaking to me.
Okay.
As a lover of dill pickles and hot chips or whatever, the hot cheese puffs. I don't know. Hot Cheetos. Yeah, no, I want that.
At Pretzels near Small World, they have the caramel apple dipping sauce, which is diced apples with cinnamon and caramel sauce. And then the Pretzels near Star Tours, they have a Supernova pretzel, which is a jalapeno cheese-filled pretzel topped with spicy crumble and lime, and a jalapeno cheese sauce. Amazing.
I know. I was going to say, I love the jalapeno cream cheese pretzels. That all sounds great. We are going to move over to our Halloween snacks over at Disney's California Adventure Park. We will start with Angry Dogs. I'm just now understanding that these are going alphabetically and not by land. So that makes so much more sense to me. There's a new hot pickle, and that's really all the information we got. But I do want to talk about the next one, which is at Aunt Cass's Cafe. Has been like a huge favorite of me and my family for a really long time, before when it was Bowden Bakery. I mean, it's also still the same sourdough. Also, huge chicken pot pie people. So we've got a chicken pot pie soup, which is a chicken pot pie in a bread bowl with crispy fried egg roll wrappers, available until January 7th. That sounds so good.
Yeah, so the chicken pot pie soup that they had at, I would imagine it's the same as the one that we had at the River Bell. However, the one at the River Bell, not served in a bread bowl. Instead, it had like a biscuit in it. So obviously, of course, like no crispy fried egg roll wrapper as well. It looks like the egg rolled wrapper is essentially served with it, just like the top of the bread bowl is
like
as well.
Almost like a garnish.
Yeah. Still at Aunt Cass Cafe, they also have the caramel apple bread pudding. This has caramelized apples, whipped topping, and caramel sauce. Available through November 13th.
They also have a vampire Mickey-shaped sourdough bread, which will be available through October 31st, as well as a cinnamon apple cold brew, which is going to be Joffrey's caramel cold brew with apple cinnamon foam and an apple cereal dust, which will be available through November 13th.
Caramel apple?
I also really love Apple Jacks, which I'm assuming is this apple cereal dust.
Uh-huh.
And that's like kind of not a main focus like people do. Like, what am I trying? The Cinnamon Toast Crunch, or people do Cocoa Puffs and a lot of other things, but I do not feel like Apple Jacks get their time in the sun. Once again, in the same vein that I will have a bite of that, I will have a drink of that.
We all know that I'm a big fan of award wieners, but I guess we shall see how this menu, kind of measures up. We have the pembazo torta. It's guajillo dipped toasted roll stuffed with a hot dog, chorizo con papas, lettuce, cotija cheese, pickled onions, salsa verde, and pickled jalapeno served with mandarin oranges or film strip fries. Last year, people were raving over Disney's tortas, so
Okay.
I guess we shall see how this one measures up to the ones of the past.
Next, there is the Spell Bar, which is very fair inspired. There is a batter fried Snickers bar on a stick with chocolate drizzle, whipped topping, and roasted peanuts.
This feels very fair food. I've never seen anything like this at Disney before,
I've
so
never seen a battered fried anything on a stick besides a corn dog, which if you've been to any type of county fair, you know they love to batter fry anything on a stick. So yeah, that's the first time I've ever seen a battered fried candy bar or anything like that.
at this location, there's also several new drinks available, alcoholic drinks. There's all listed as new, which I'm really surprised. There's the Brewery X Baja Breeze, which I swear we had in the past, which I'm confused.
Is it not? I'm almost positive this is a hard seltzer.
That's supposed to be like a Baja Blast.
Yeah, it's a hard seltzer that's supposed to be flavored as a Baja Blast. My problem is that I have had it before, but I'm not sure if I've had it at Disney before. But I agree with you that I feel like they've had it at different locations. But I've had it before, but I don't know that if I've had it at Disney or not.
I'm thinking that maybe there are multiple breweries and I just don't remember who does which one because I've certainly had a Baja Blast inspired seltzer at Disney before because I know I don't like it and I've had a canned version as well and I know that this just isn't something that I enjoy even though I love a Baja Blast.
I feel like potentially we were together and that we got it from the Hollywood Lounge.
Maybe.
I don't know. I have a memory of that, and I could just be combining a lot of memories. I have a lot of memories.
Weird that they'd have it marked as new unless that was from a different brewery and this is Brewery X's version. So I guess we'll find out. They also have Maui Brewing Company's OMG IPA, which I have not had. So Jess may be trying this for us.
That absolutely, yes.
Our new resident IPA trier. A Modelo Especial is also marked as new, which is surprising because how have you not had a Modelo in a Disney park before? But again, maybe they haven't and we just all haven't realized.
Well, I'm wondering because I'm almost positive I've done micheladas with Modelo, but not with Modelo Especial. I think it's specifically Modelo Especial. It's a lighter. Okay. It's a lighter beer. That one, I also thought the same thing, but I do think that it's that they've had Modelo for a really long time, but they haven't had Modelo Especial, which, yeah, is a lighter beer. So they've just added another Modelo flavor to their rankings.
All right,
we're moving over to my favorite spot, Bayside Brews. I get many beers from Bayside and also many pretzels. Bayside Brews has the Brewery X Spice Sangria Seltzer, which is served over ice. There's a michelada option available. I'm not going to lie to you, that sounds really, really disgusting to me. But if that sounds really good to you, then I think you should try it, and please tell us what you think about it, because I can't imagine a sangria with a michelada. Horrifying. But anyways, that's available till January 7th. And then we also have the Golden State Jamaica cider, which also has a michelada option available. That's a little bit less terrifying to me, and is available through November 13th.
There's also the Rickon Reservation Road Res Dog Heffenweisen. There is also a michelada option available for this. This is available until January 7th. And then a watermelon pineapple margarita, which has tequila, watermelon schnapps, pineapple juice, and a chili lime seasoned rim. All of these drinks at Bayside Brews are available beginning August 17th, so a little bit earlier than most of the things that we have come across so far.
Next, we have Boardwalk Pizza and Pasta, and we have a spicy pasta pizza, which is andouille sausage, ditalini pasta, tomato and vodka cream sauce, and fresh basil, which is available through November 2nd and available as a slice or a whole pizza.
This was really disappointing to me when I seen the picture versus read the description, because when I saw the picture, I thought it was corns on it. And I was like, ooh, are we getting like an elote pizza? No.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I would love that. But no,
No, I think pasta on a pizza
it's redundant.
is a little bit crazy. It's kind of like, I'm not shading on anyone who loves a pasta bread bowl, but it is a little bit crazy to me. I'm like, the bread is in the pasta. You're already eating the bread via pasta.
It's not as satisfying. Like, I'm like, if you're having double bread, it's not as satisfying as having bread with whatever you're eating,
Yeah.
at least in my opinion.
No, I agree. I
think that they could have just, you can replace the pasta with corn, and I think this pizza would still be good, but I'm a big corn fan.
No, 100%. I'm also like such a person that's like, you can put avocado on anything.
Oh, not on pizza?
I make avocado pasta sauce.
Okay. We're moving away. We're still at Boardwalk Pizza and Pasta. They have an apple bundino, which is a cinnamon bundino topped with caramelized apple filling, apple cider reduction, oatmeal streusel, and vanilla bean chantilly.
And we have a frozen marble drip coffee, which is frozen Joffrey's French roast cold brew coffee drizzled with oat milk and sweetened with condensed milk, which is available through January 7th.
Speaking of coffee, at the cappuccino cart, there's the peanut butter mocha cold brew. This is Joffrey's mocha cold brew, peanut butter whip, peanut butter drizzle, and peanut butter M&Ms, all wrapped up in a peanut butter coffee for ya.
I'm like, is it a blended thing, or is this all just on top of iced coffee?
Just all on top of a cold brew, it sounds like.
I guess my main question is, how do you eat them? How do you eat those M&Ms?
With your mouth.
Well, yeah. No, I was hoping. Well, no, yeah, no, I see the picture now, and I'm still like, you do have to pick them off with your little fingies.
Yeah.
And eat them.
That's honestly, this sounds like more of like a dessert. It looks more like a dessert to me, like almost like a sundae, even though it is a cold brew. But I guess if you're really drawn to peanut butter, I know somebody who would go for this so quickly.
I mean, I'm also someone that really likes peanut butter because, once again, it's very much like a savory sweet kind of thing. When you add peanut butter, it adds a savory aspect to the sweet. It's salty. Mm-hmm. I like peanut butter and things. I mean, I was just thinking more like logistically.
Yeah.
How do you get them peanut butter M&Ms? I want to eat them.
So if you like that idea, but maybe you want something a little extra, there is a peanut butter whiskey cold brew cocktail from the same location, Cappuccino Cart, which is the same Joffrey's mocha cold brew with peanut butter whiskey, peanut butter foam, and then peanut butter drizzle. So maybe you won't get the M&Ms on there.
I do like the idea of a peanut butter foam. Next, we have Clarabelle's hand-scooped ice cream. And we are starting with a chocolate lava cake, which is a warm chocolate lava cake topped with a scoop of vanilla ice cream, fresh berries, and strawberry sauce, available through November 13th.
There's also the Witch's Hat Sundae, which is your choice of ice cream in a cup with a witch's hat cone and seasonal toppings.
And lastly, we have our mango hard float. I don't know if we share our same opinion about Mango Cart. The Mango Hard Float is a Golden Road Brewery mango cart, mango sorbet, chamoy, and a chili lime seasoning, available through January 7th. So I love Mango Cart, but to an extent. Like, mango cart is like a time and a place, but it's also very California to me. So when I'm other places, I'm always trying to like turn people on to it.
Crazy. I have almost the same take, but also the opposite at the same time because I hate Golden Road, but I used to really not like Mango Cart. I have warmed up to Mango Cart as when I want like a spicy beer or I want a michelada. Like I think Mango Cart is fantastic for a michelada. I went through a phase, especially during the summertime. I love to get a mango cart when I'm just like having a beer at home, rim my glass with or honestly, rim my glass with tahini. Who am I kidding? I shake a bunch of tahini into my beer and I'll drink it that way. And I really enjoy that. I need it to be like have some spicy. I need to have other things going on because I'm not just gonna enjoy. It's just like not my type of beer. And I really don't like Golden Road, just kind of period. They have a few beers that I'm okay with, but generally I don't like them.
I'm also not typically a huge Golden Road fan, like brewery wise. If I'm gonna get beers, I'm gonna get beers from somewhere else. But my thing on Golden Road on Mango Cart specifically is I was not like a person that originally liked beer at all. It was like something that just kind of happened to me on accident, and here we are.
Beer just happened to me.
Beer just happened to me. Mango Cart was like my gateway drug into beer, and that it was like so accessible and so like low ABV, not super bitter, a lot of flavor, but not a ton of like quote unquote beer flavor. And so I think I just like hold a little special place for it in my heart because quite honestly now would I ever buy it or drink it? No, but I like the idea of it and I like people liking it. I don't know why. I like the idea of people thinking of me when they see it. Maybe I would do a this float with juice and sorbet.
Have you ever gotten one of these like alcoholic floats from Clarabelle's before?
No, I have not.
Okay, I am a huge advocate for it. Our first guest, on the podcast, she was a part of the Disney College program. She was, I think, exclusively in DCA. I think she was always in DCA. She was at Clarabelle's, I believe, for a while, and then some of the other food carts, the popcorn cart, just at the front of Hollywoodland and all of that.
Okay.
And that was something that we had talked about is like specifically we're like, no, these alcoholic floats at Clarabelle's are so underrated. It's one of the first things I check when I know that I want to get a drink, especially on a hot day going into DCA. I always check what's going on at Clarabelle's. And I will just one last point on that, on the hard floats of it all. I will say sometimes Clarabelle's does it with a higher ABV drink of some kind, like especially during the winter months. I feel like they often will have, they'll have some sort of a little bit of a more alcoholic stout or some sort of beer of some kind. When they do a higher ABV one, it is a little bit more bang for your buck because you're getting like a dessert with your drink that is a little bit higher ABV. So you're like paying for the drink, but also paying for the dessert. So you're kind of getting a 2-in-1 and getting something a little bit more alcoholic. But this does sound delicious.
Yeah. All right. And then at Cocina Cucamonga Mexican Grill, available through November 13th, there's a spicy Jamaica agua fresca, which is a Jamaica agua fresca with chamoy and chili lime seasoning. There's also a cocktail version with tequila, and there is the Bottle Logic Brewing Blood Orange Paloma Seltzer, which is served over ice.
At Corn Dog Castle, they have a fried elote corn on the cob, which is a whole corn on the cob dipped in batter, fried to golden brown, drizzled with chipotle aioli, and topped with chili lime, queso fresco, and cilantro, served with mandarin oranges or a small bag of chips.
Specifically, I would like to see someone be eating that because obviously it is a whole corn on the cob. You can't just eat it like a corn dog. I'm like, we can do a time lapse of me eating one. It would look horrifying, but I think it's kind of silly. I think it's a really cool idea, and I think it's silly, and it's my favorite things. Interesting idea and silly. Next, we have the Cozy Cone Motel #1, which is their churro cone. We have a pumpkin pie churro, which is a classic churro topped with pumpkin cream and pie crust pieces, available through November 13th. We also have the pumpkin creme brulee cold brew that we mentioned earlier, which is the Joffrey's pumpkin creme brulee cold brew with pumpkin sauce topped with cold brew foam, and the same thing as a cold brew martini, which adds in Irish cream and vanilla vodka.
I will be having that cold brew martini 100%.
I pointed it out to my mom and I said, I will be trying that.
Yeah. Over at Cozy Cone Motel 2, ice cream cones. There's the Mater Halloween cone, which is ube soft serve with black sprinkles served in a cup or a cone, as well as ube vanilla twist soft serve. These were very popular last year, so it's nice to see them back.
And then we have the Cozy Cone Motel 3, which is chili con queso. We've got the slow burn and mac and cheese cone, which is fresh cooked pasta tossed with a spicy red pepper cheese sauce, and a bread cone topped with crushed chili cheese puffs.
At Cozy Cone Motel 4, it's frozen concoctions. Here we have the Mother Earth Brew Co. Cali Screamin' Pumpkin Vanilla Cream Ale. Never had this, would be interested, curious.
So I'm super familiar with the Mother Earth Cali. It typically is called the Cali Creamin'. It's the Cali Creamin', like, cream ale. A lot of times you'll go to somewhere that has it on nitro, and I haven't had it in a really long time, but I would be really interested to try it. I'm sure it's really good. The last time I had I like that it's called Cali Screamin'. Last time I had Cali Creamin' was really good. I really liked it. So I'm sure that the pumpkin vanilla cream ale is probably really good too.
Sounds pretty great. It will have to be another one that we try. Thankfully, it's available until November 13th. Next, we have Tarantula Hill El Rey Salt and Lime Mexican Lager, as well as a watermelon michelada made with the same beer with the addition of watermelon chamoy lemonade, rimmed with chili lime seasoning and chamoy. Available until November 7th. And then finally, we have Unsung Brewery Poison Apple Seltzer, which I am so excited to try as well. I think we're just going to have a whole tasting over at Frozen Concoctions for real because, I mean, already this is one of my favorite places to eat in DCA for sure. I'm like a big fan of chili con queso. But I mean, all these drinks are great. I think it is typically a really good place to get some drinks.
It was funny because, again, my parents have been going to the Disney World parks a lot more than the Disneyland parks. And when I told my mom about the fact that they have a lot of like alcoholic beverages at the Cozy Cones, she was like, at Cozy Cones? I was like, yeah, Cozy Cones. They have some really good drink options, both beers, micheladas, and fun cocktails as well. So I'm excited to get to show her that. I think our last is going to be Cozy Cone Motel 5, which is Pop Cone. This is available through November 13th, which is the Barbacoa Sope, which is fried sope with barbacoa, chorizo beans, lettuce, queso, crema, and salsa roja, which sounds amazing.
Yeah, I would fully eat this so quickly.
I was gonna say, we're just spending a full afternoon at Cozy Cone. We're getting cozy in the cone, folks.
Yeah. Flo's less of a place that I frequent. Once in a while, I will get a beer there, but not very often.
I will say, growing up, or over the last 10 years, we always really appreciated their breakfast, which I haven't gone and done recently. But for a long time, it was also something that my family and I were like, we're not super interested in their food offerings. But I will say the times that we have had food from Flo's, it's been breakfast and the bang for your buck, and the food quality was really good. And it was like a fun place to come get breakfast if you are starting your day at DCA.
Okay, I appreciate that. I've never had their breakfast. On this menu, they have the spicy chicken and fries, Fries topped with chicken tenders, tossed in mango habanero sauce, drizzled with ranch dressing, and finished with green onions.
They also have the Seaborn Blackberry Margarita, which is a blackberry margarita with a chili lime and black salt rim.
Wouldn't be against trying that.
All right, and then we're moving over to Hollywood Lounge, which is typically, I know, my favorite probably spot. Honestly, I guess not my favorite. I normally go for Bayside Brews just because of the location, but drink-wise, as far as variety of drinks, things that they're coming out with, I really like Hollywood Lounge. It's funny because I think we've both talked about the fact that we can never remember what it's called.
Yeah.
We're like the Hollywood place, the one back there by Monsters Inc. So we've got some new drinks. As I mentioned, Belching Beaver Phantom Bride IPA, which I've also tried actually.
It's good.
It is good. It's a good IPA that's going through November 13th. They have the Haunted Horchata cocktail, which is horchata with rum chata and cinnamon whiskey, available through November 13th. We have the Keg Craft Berry Sangria, available through January 7th, and the Two Towns Cider House Hollow Jack Pumpkin Cider, available through November 13th.
I like the idea of a pumpkin cider, so I'm curious to...
I've had pumpkin cider before. It can be very good. One of my favorite ciders of all time is it was like an apple spice chai cider.
Yes, I know.
Yeah,
what you're talking
and
about.
it's amazing. And so I think that could also work for a pumpkin spiced kind of like cider.
Okay. So interesting that you mentioned that because I'm curious about this. Also, Two Towns Cider House, they have a mango cosmic crisp cider.
Which Cosmic Crisp? Apple that originated in Washington State.
Yeah. That's why I was like, mango apple cider. Like, that sounds
Super
fantastic.
Yeah.
So when we were talking about the mango cart with Golden Road, it did remind me of 21st Amendment Brewing. They have a Hell or High Watermelon. Yeah.
Which I love.
Okay, I was
One of the
curious.
first beers I ever started drinking, because that was also, we had that on tap at my first California serving job, and it was like almost between a seltzer and a beer. Like it's
Right,
so
it's so
light
different.
and also so flavorful with fruit flavor that it doesn't even feel like a beer necessarily. My mom would beg to differ. She'd be like, "This is a beer," but for beer drinkers, they'd be like, "This tastes more like a seltzer." Yeah,
It's chill. It's chill.
Really, and it's really good. It's I feel like it's really well made. So, like you said, yeah, this next one is
Yeah. So they don't have that one here at the Hollywood Lounge, but they do have from 21st Amendment, they have their citrus wheat ale, which I'm not sure I would enjoy as much because I don't care for a wheat ale, but also Hell or High Watermelon, I think, is a wheat ale.
It is a wheat.
So I am curious if this would also be delicious.
I could get it. You can try a sip in the same way that Meg gets desserts and I try a bite. I'm like, I'll get 7 beers and I'll drink all of them. Meg can try sips of them and walk me home.
Okay. I don't know if that's my role, but sure.
Like, please don't make me
I'm like, yeah, only if they're wheat beers, but then you'll have your lineup of wheats or IPAs, and I'll have my Oktoberfests and pumpkin ales and whatever else.
Drive us home.
There you go. Speaking of which, same at this location, we have Route 30 Brewing, their Oktoberfest lager, available until November 13th. And then Seaborn has their Paranormal Peach Margarita.
And then we're moving a little bit fancier to the Lamplight Lounge, which, again, similar to Blue Bayou, is reservations recommended. Again, you can try your luck at a walk-up reservation. You can try your luck at a day-of reservation. But yeah, it's usually better to just try to get a reservation if you're interested in any of these. So we're going to start off with the herb roasted chicken, which is a turnip puree, rainbow carrots, and chicken jus, which is available until January 7th.
They also have a Thai seafood pasta. This is Thai curry cioppino, coconut steamed clams and mussels, shrimp pan-seared fish, spaghetti, sourdough breadcrumbs, crispy shallots, Thai basil, cilantro, and a lime wedge. Available until January 7th.
They also have a prime rib, which is really calling to me. I do love prime rib so much. It is an herb salt crusted with whipped potatoes, grilled rainbow carrots, wasabi cream, and au jus. We have a Game Craft Marzen. We've got another fall beer. We have the brewery Omegang All Hallows Treat and the Two Town Cosmic Crisp, which is going to be an apple cider.
So, sticking with Lamplight Lounge, but moving over to their boardwalk dining. So, if you do have a reservation, you can dine inside the restaurant, the main restaurant area, or they do have their boardwalk dining, which is kind of more of their bar area. There is a bar outside and a bar inside, but just know that they do have two different menus. So, just be aware of that when you're looking to dine with them. However, at their boardwalk dining, they do still have that Gamecraft Marzen, as well as the brewery Omegang All Hallows Treat.
And then we'll move over to the Lucky Fortune Cookery, and this is going to be available through November 13th, which is their seasonal Baymax macaron, which is filled with an ube cream and salted caramel chocolate crunch pearls, and it is so cute. I love Baymax, so I was like, oh, this is so cute.
He is very cute. Okay, at the outdoor vending locations, we have seen more and more popping up at these outdoor vending carts. So just be aware when you're walking around, keep an eye out if any of these items sound really good to you. Starting off, we have the ghost pepper turkey leg. Then we have the jalapeno cream cheese bread, which you all know that we were a big fan of the cream cheese bread last year. It wasn't jalapeno cream cheese, but it was like a garlic cream cheese.
Oh, I don't care. I'm getting it.
Oh, we have videos on videos of us raving about this. We went that first day. We got it twice.
I'm looking at it. It looks like a Hawaiian roll.
Yeah, so
okay,
it's
it's everything I would ever want.
It's almost like having 4 Hawaiian rolls packed together, still kind of attached, and then they cross section them and they're stuffed. Yeah, it's really delicious. I haven't, this jalapeno cream cheese bread as well as the pumpkin spice cream cheese bread are both new. However, they're done the same way as the ones that we saw last year. So we can expect that they're going to be amazing if you like those flavors. But I mean, best believe we'll be trying them. So no worries. We will have that full report for you. But they also have a blackberry cotton candy.
And then they also have an Oogie Boogie chocolate chip cookie. And then moving on to drinks, they have the Bottle Logic Brewing Quacktoberfest Fest Beer Lager Study Break Blackberry Smash Seltzer.
Over at the Port of San Francisco Cerveceria, we have the Carl Strauss Brewing Carlitos Mexican Lager, and you can get it as a michelada.
Then we have the Poultry Palace. Going through January 7th, they have a Chipotle chicken drumstick box, which is served with slaw.
At Pim's Test Kitchen, you can get the Carl Strauss Oktoberfest.
As well as the Asgardian Apple Cold Brew, which is going to be Joffrey's Caramel Cold Brew, Green Apple Cold Foam, and caramel sauce with a caramel apple lollipop. As well as a blueberry matcha iced latte, which is a matcha latte topped with blueberry cold foam and blueberry popping spheres.
At Schmoozies, you can get Ursula's Enchanted Waffles, dark chocolate Mickey-shaped waffles filled with ube custard and dusted with powdered sugar, available through November 13th.
As well as the Evil Queen Apple Shake, which is a matcha apple shake with whipped topping.
There's also the Mickey Mummy Shake, chocolate cookie shake with whipped topping, chocolate cream filled cookie ears, and M&Ms.
We also have the Castellum Ciders Ube Cider, as well as Latitude 33's Brewing Honey Hips Ale.
I'm very curious about both of those.
I am also. I was like, I don't know. I have no idea anything about the Honey Hips Ale or what Hips is adding into that.
I don't know. Okay, thankfully all these drinks are available until January 7th, so we'll have a little bit of time more, through the holidays and everything.
Try them all out.
Yeah, so we will probably be trying them. That cider and that ale. Also, we have the Seaborn Wild Berry and Lime Margarita, as well as the Unsung Brewing Mimosa Hard Seltzer, and a Pumpkin Espresso Martini, which is Joffrey's Pumpkin Cold Brew with caramel vodka topped with pumpkin spice cold foam. Wow, a lot of espresso
There's
martinis.
a lot of espresso martinis, which once again, they're really pandering to me specifically. They're like, you need to get another magic key. We're going to move over to Smoke Jumper's Grill. Also, this really stood out for me, which is a buffalo chicken loaded onion rings, which is onion rings topped with buffalo chicken, blue cheese, ranch, carrot ribbons, and green onions, available through October 31st.
There's also the Bear Paw Basing Cold Brew. It's Joffrey's Pecan Cold Brew, salted maple cold foam, caramel drizzle, and waffle pieces.
We've got the Boo Berry Shake, which is a blackberry shake with whipped cream, chocolate cookie dust, orange sprinkles, and fresh berries.
And in Oogie Boogie Lemonade, green apple Minute Maid lemonade with cherry flavored popping spheres and raspberry sauce.
We also have the Caramel Pecan Irish Cream Cold Brew Cocktail, which is an Irish cream liqueur, Joffrey's Pecan Cold Brew, salted maple, cold foam, caramel drizzle, and waffle pieces.
And to finish off, just a few more cocktails or drinks, I guess. There's the Enegren Brewing Company Oktoberfest Moore Park, Carl Strauss Aurora Hopialis, which is not new.
I was going to say, not
Absolutely
new.
crazy
I
that they
think
would have that.
I think some of them are putting new because it's new to that location, because obviously they've had Aurora Hopialis forever, but they have never had it at Smoke Jumpers.
Right. But it's just, that's a very interesting method to take. And finally, we have the green apple lemonade cocktail, which is vodka with green apple Minute Maid lemonade, cherry flavored popping spheres, and raspberry sauce. Also, you can get the Enegren Brewing Company Oktoberfest.
At Studio Catering Co., I have some thoughts about this. We have the Oogie Boogie Burrito, which is carne asada, french fries, spicy blue tortilla chips, pico de gallo, guacamole, and crema. And I have no opinions on the ingredients in the burrito. Sounds delicious. The picture scared me. It definitely is giving Oogie Boogie. It's definitely giving a little bit nasty. But when I read through the ingredients, I was like, okay, I would absolutely eat that. And also, I like the theming, but it did give me pause when I saw the picture. As well as the Oogie Boogie Burrito, you can also get an Oogie Boogie Splash, which is going to be house-made watermelon agua fresca with chili lime seasoning.
Personally, I'm not eating a burrito that doesn't have beans in it because I think they end up way too dry. And I agree with your assessment of the look of it and the aesthetic of it. I'm like, Oogie Boogie is kind of gross.
Yeah,
So it makes sense.
It's gross on purpose.
Uh-huh.
I think the ingredients aren't gross, but they did a good job making it look gross.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
100% it makes sense. At Wine Country Trattoria, they have a raspberry creme brulee tart. Sounds amazing. But we also have a cocktail, the Pozione Verde, which is Midori, coconut rum, coconut cream, and pineapple juice.
My mom would drink the hell out of that. Next, we're gonna go through the churros. Once again, we are starting at Terran Treats. We have the Celestial Chocolate Churro, which is a churro rolled in cocoa sugar, topped with pistachio cream, chocolate sauce, crispy phyllo dough crumbles, and crushed pistachios. Next, we have churros at Hollywoodland with the Halloween Town Mayor Churro. It is a classic churro rolled in graham cracker sugar with marshmallow creme and chocolate drizzle. We also have churros near Redwood Creek Challenge Trail with the peanut butter marshmallow churro, which is a classic churro with peanut butter sauce, marshmallow sauce, and chocolate chips. Lastly, we have Willie's Churros at Buena Vista Street with a coffee and donut churro, which is a classic churro rolled in coffee sugar topped with coffee-infused chocolate sauce, whipped topping, and seasonal sprinkles.
I would eat all of these except for, well, I'm not getting a peanut butter marshmallow churro.
I was going to say that peanut butter one.
I know. I do love marshmallow, but they've done other ones with marshmallow that I've preferred. I'm just not that sounds like their Fluffernutter one. This is like quite literally their Fluffernutter one, just with a different name.
My main problem is that I feel like, not that you should eat 50 churros, but I feel like the savory quote-unquote snacks are pretty, like, limited. and the savory food is all meals, and I can only have so many meals.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I want to try everything as opposed to like, oh, I could try this churro and this churro and this churro. And I'm like, I can try this meal, and then I need to wait until I can eat another meal.
100% agree. But also, I tell myself, oh, well, I'll try these 3 churros. I'm not eating three
Three
churros
churros.
on one trip. I
There's no
won't do
way.
it. I won't even eat 2. Honestly, I love churros and hardly I eat one. I don't ever.
I do have to be sitting on the train and eating the whole
Yes.
popcorn or
Yes.
the whole churro or whatever the thing is. I do need a movable if I'm gonna eat, but there's a lack of
Uh-huh.
savory snacks for us savory folks that are train accessible.
Calm down. Calm down.
I can't be taking an entire turkey based potato on the train.
Bet.
I will. Don't make me.
Okay, but that did wrap up DCA for us. We are going to cover the snacks at the resorts. The major ones that like not even necessarily snacks. I think mostly this is drink
Drinks.
heavy. There are snacks available, but most of these are pastries that you're getting at like coffee shops or coffee carts at the if you're at the Grand Californian or their character dining experiences, which you can totally choose to do for yourself. We've included that information on one of our past episodes, but also all of that information is included in the Disney Parks blog foodie guide. So that is just a little bit away, but also we encourage you to just experience those things if they're interesting to you. They're I would say probably much less food focused experiences if you're doing the character dining. Of course, food is involved, you are dining. However, you're probably in it for the characters themselves and just the experience. So, we are mostly going to cover the drinks that are available at some of the hotel bars, but also we will go through what's available in downtown Disney.
Yeah, and be warned if you go do character dining, Pluto may come and lick you in the head.
Oh,
Happened to my brother. And I think it's happened to me. I don't know if Pluto does that anymore, but okay. Maybe this is an early 2000s thing that the Pluto character was able to do, but Pluto used to come and lick people.
Goofy bullied me one time. I don't know if I was out of character. I was so young that I don't know if I was out of character dining or if I was just in Toontown.
Like, I remember being bullied.
He quite literally, I was wearing overalls and kept like popping my overall, little thing, your little overall strap. And I remember just like scooting away and he kept doing it. And like my mom was sitting on one side of me and was very much laughing at me.
Dying. Yeah, it was so funny that it would like make contact and like kind of like it was like stretchy a little bit.
Oh.
I don't know. I may be just completely using my nostalgia to create something out of thin air, but I do know that he used to like lick people. I've been
Send us a comment if you've ever been licked by Pluto.
and also if you're trying to get licked by Pluto, keep an eye out. He might be licking people.
Anyways, moving over to the Disneyland Hotel, if you visit the Broken Spell Lounge, you can get yourself a green-eyed scepter, which is Pernod Absinthe, a VC, Prosecco, St. George Spice Pear, cinnamon syrup, lime juice, and blackberry. You can get yourself a pork belly whiskey flip, which is pork belly infused Pendleton Whiskey Midnight, Grand Marnier, maple syrup, whole egg, and pork belly garnish, or a Squid Ink Martini, Golden Eagle Vodka, Donlin Blanc Vermouth de Chambre, Squid Ink Lemon Bitters, and Fennel Sprig.
At the Palm Breeze Bar, you can get the Dark Heart, which is a Hennessy VS, Plymouth Gin, creme de cacao, chocolate bitters, and lemon bitters. Or you can get the Tres Brujas, which is Casamigos Reposado, Espresso, Liqueur 43, Mr. Black Cold Brew Coffee Liqueur, Orgeat, and Fee Brothers Fee Foam.
Fee Fi Foam Fum.
Fee Fi Fo Fum, Fee Brothers Fee Foam. Welcome to my podcast.
Say that 10 times fast. Over at Trader Sam's Enchanted Tiki Bar, you can get Cursed Caffeine, Herradura Reposado Tequila, Amaro Montenegro, Mr. Black Cold Brew Coffee Liqueur, Agave Syrup, and Chocolate Bitters. Dark Prince of Denite, Zacapa Rum, Eldorado 8 Rum, Sweet Vermouth, Amaro Montenegro, Domaine de Canton Ginger Liqueur, and Bitters. Or Deep Ocean Waters, Buffalo Trace Bourbon, Blue Curacao, Campari, Grapefruit Sherbet, Syrup, Lemon Juice, and Bitters.
If we're thinking about getting some Halloween themed candy at the Disneyland Resort, there's a few places that you can go and get some specifically themed candies. Bing Bong Sweet Stuff in DCA. We can also go to the Candy Palace and Candy Kitchen, Disney's Wonderful World of Sweets, Pooh's Corner, and Trolley Treats to get lots of different Halloween themed candies. They're all very much the same candies that you've already seen, but with a fun, Halloween aesthetic to it. Cake pops, caramel apples, candy apples, all of that kind of stuff. But if you're looking for something specifically for the Halloween season, you can get them at pretty much, it sounds like, all of the candy shops throughout the resort.
Yes, and they are cute, but we've had a lot of these treats before, but if you're looking for something nice and Halloween themed, sink your teeth into some of those. We are going to be moving on to Downtown Disney now. This is just like the final little stretch of the foodie guide here. And, you don't even have to go into the parks to fully absorb the Halloween season at the Disneyland Resort. Starting at Ballast Point, we have their Skull Cootery board. It features a 3-cheese skull fondue made with whipped chèvre, blue cheese, brie, a chef's choice of cured meats, dragon fruit, berry compote, chimichurri, dried fruits, caper berries, pistachios, and finished with roasted bone marrow and charred baguette.
I saw the picture. It looks really fun and really good. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, ooh, I see. It's like a skull-shaped, almost looks like a skull-shaped burrata. And I mean, I'm a sucker for bone marrow, so. Next, we have Beignets Expressed. We have a caramel apple beignet, which is candied apple icing, caramel drizzle, and spooky sprinkles.
At California Churro, they have a spooky churro. It's a cut in half churro rolled in cinnamon sugar, drizzled with peanut butter and chocolate sauce, topped with peanut butter candy pieces.
Next at Centrico, we have a pumpkin flan, which is a rich and creamy twist on the classic Latin dessert, blending the smooth texture of traditional flan with the cozy spiced flavors of pumpkin pie, as well as La Calavera Roja, which is a reposado tequila, pomegranate juice, blood orange syrup, lime juice, agave, and cinnamon.
We all know that Jazz Kitchen is one of my favorite places in downtown Disney.
So good, the sweet potato bisque.
Yes. They have a sweet potato bisque. It's topped with maple bacon, squaw bread croutons, and marshmallow cobweb drizzle. This sounds sweet and delicious. They also have a pumpkin spice margarita, which has reposado tequila, orange liqueur, lime, and pumpkin spice syrup.
At the Naples Restaurant and Bar, we have the pumpkin butterscotch cannolis, which are filled with pumpkin and butterscotch chip cream, whipped cream, red caramel drizzle, and a sugar knife.
Butterscotch.
Yeah.
These are on theme, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say they all look really fun, so it's like a really great way to be able to go and experience some of this like Disney creativity with the food without having to buy a ticket to the parks.
Over at Paseo, they have a pumpkin dulce, spice sponge cake, maple syrup ganache, walnut crumble, pumpkin mousse, Gruyere, and rosemary ice cream. Also, Miel de los Muertos, a Blanco tequila, orange juice, lemon juice, pumpkin puree, honey, cinnamon syrup, and foam.
And moving over to Splitsville Luxury Lanes, we have the Midnight Roll, which is going to be a creamy avocado, salmon, and cream cheese wrapped in black rice, topped with masago, pickled onion, micro cilantro, and a smoky chipotle mayo drizzle, as well as Mr. Boogie. There's a lot of tequila happening. Mr. Boogie reposado tequila, melon liqueur, lime juice, agave nectar, and a splash of soda water with a purple sugar rim topped with 2 sour gummy worms.
That roll looks
The roll looks
crazy.
crazy. I saw the picture as well, and I was like, what in the world is it? I couldn't tell if it was. I couldn't tell the genre of food that it was when I first looked at it.
I thought it was a cannoli at first, and then I realized that that is salmon
I thought they were
inside.
flautas.
Oh,
I was like,
fair.
ooh, they're like black tortillas stuffed. I don't know. And then yeah, when I read through it, I saw okay, they're rolls, they're sushi.
At Tiendita, they have a Wu Nuelo. It's spiced chocolate, cinnamon sugar, and seasonal corn. I believe we had the same item last year, so it's nice to see it back. It must have been popular.
We have Parkside Market, Gigi's Chicken Shop. We have a graveyard pudding, which is a chocolate pudding, chocolate cookie crumbles, sprinkles, and gummy worms. Gummy worms are also a big theme in the Halloween sphere. I do keep forgetting that. Although I will say, when they get all cold, they're impossible to chew and such a horrible texture to everything. I usually take them off and feed them to someone else. I hate them.
Feed them to me because I kind of love a hard gummy worm. I like a room temperature gummy worm better, but also I'll
I'm
never
not doing
turn
a
one
hard gummy
down.
worm. Couldn't be me.
At Soul Sister at the Parkside Market, they have Dragon's Breath Bokum. I apologize for my pronunciation of that, but it's a spicy pork belly and kimchi stir fry over rice. Amazing. I cannot wait to have that. That sounds fantastic.
Yeah, and then just kind of finishing it up, what's available for us at Downtown Disney at Parkside Market, Sip and Sonder. We have a maple pecan praline cinnamon roll, a sweet potato marshmallow roll, poison apple spiced toffee crunch cider, which is non-alcoholic. We also have a spiced pumpkin latte and a spiced toasted marshmallow mocha. At the Vista Parkside Market, we have the Sleepy Hollow, which is a dark rum, almond liqueur, chai simple syrup, lemon juice, vanilla syrup, and bitters, served in the tree tiki glass, which is also available for purchase, which sounds similar to Trader Sam's. There's also the Starry Night, which is a small batch bourbon, Earl Grey, bitters, and orange bitters. And the Raven, which is vodka, coffee liqueur, and a Sip and Sonder espresso.
So another little espresso martini,
Yeah.
just back on that menu. I think the Starry Night also sounds really awesome. I love an Earl Grey. I do hesitate when there is any type of caffeine in cocktails. As much as I do love an espresso martini and I do love coffee and caffeine, it is something I have to very much check myself on.
That's so fair. And meanwhile, I'm like, can you put more caffeine into my alcohol? Can you put a shot of caffeine into my beer? Is that possible? I love. Maybe I'm something's wrong with me, but especially at the end of the night, one of my favorite things if I'm like which is kind of funny given that it's a nightcap for me, but my nightcap at Disney is usually some sort of like coffee cocktail.
Cannot relate, but I love that for you. Finishing off at Wetzel's Pretzels, they have graveyard bits. It's their original bits drizzled in a gooey layer of cream and topped with crunchy cookie pieces. There are some additional popcorn buckets, sippers, and more that are all Halloween themed, such as Cars has a lighted cone sipper. There's glow cubes that we mentioned earlier on. There is a Halloween popcorn bucket that you can get all across the resort, as well as a Halloween travel tumbler. There's even a Cusco's poison bottle glow cube. I think we all are big fans, especially all of us of a certain age, are Emperor's New Grooves fans.
Deeply. Here's a small anecdote in the fact that when I was a kid growing up, but we would go to Disneyland once a year. We would take our minivan down the coast to drive to Anaheim from Washington, and we would set up this like really insane VHS TV setup in our minivan.
Dude, same.
Yes, and for whatever reason, every single time we would drive down to California, it would always be Emperor's New Groove was in the rotation every time. Lilo and Stitch was also very heavy in the rotation, but again, very of the time. But Emperor's New Groove has such a strong like connection for me, not only just because it's a Disney movie and I grew up with it, but also with Disneyland, given that we watched that movie every single time we drove down to California. That 20-hour, me saying like I drove the 20 hours. I was sleeping in the back seat doing a Lego or something. Best possible time. I wish I could do that again for myself. I'm like,
you can.
And I have.
I'm like, you do have the power.
But our VHS setup in the car was maybe a little bit sketchy. Like
Hey,
when we look
you're
back, hey,
making
it was
it
the
work.
90s, or I guess it was like the early 2000s. But we would
I'm like, girl, you were born in
yeah,
97.
I was like, it was like early. It was like 2003.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
we would stack
yeah.
two milk crates and then bungee cord the TV on top of those milk crates down into those like hooks in a minivan, you know what I mean? And we just like hold it down, and then I don't know what we're plugging it into, like a cigarette
either.
lighter,
I don't know.
guess. But I'm like, how did you even do that?
It was probably a thing that they sold then. It was like at
Probably.
Radio Shack.
Like you just like plug it into a cigarette lighter, and it becomes
it's an outlet.
an outlet. Yeah,
It is an outlet.
It is an outlet, but wow. Truly, only good memories. We had such a blast, and I have so many good memories about specifically Emperor's New Groove. So whenever I see Emperor's New Groove stuff at Disney, it makes me feel extra like sparkly because I'm like, oh, that was so means so much for me, especially at Disney parks.
I love that. Yeah, they are underrepresented. So to have that, it is cool. Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of cool merch this year for sure. So if you're a merch person, if you love a souvenir, like this might be your year, especially if you're a big Halloween person. Also, Oogie Boogie Bash is going to be happening very, very soon, probably just shortly after this episode comes out. I think actually literally the day after this episode comes out is the first date. And they do have a few items of their own. So if you're attending Oogie Boogie Bash, make sure that you are checking out their specialty items as well. You get a little bit extra for attending that, but there is also the Oogie Boogie Bash dessert party. So if that's something you're interested in, something that you want to spend a little extra time at so you can have a premiere viewing of the parade, go ahead and check that out. If it sounds like it's worth your time, spend your time on it for sure. Jess, thank you so much for joining us. Is there anything you'd like to announce or plug or just talk about in your last moments on this episode? Doesn't mean you won't be back. I may need to continue pulling you in for the meantime or at a future date, but I appreciate you so much and I'm so happy we got to do this.
No, thank you so much for inviting me. I have been enjoying listening to you guys talk about Disney stuff. Obviously, you and I talk about Disney stuff all the time. I talk about Disney stuff with my parents. I mean, we get down to like brass tacks. We'll talk about like what is our favorite bathroom at the Disneyland park and why. Like this is what we talk about in the car. Like we I've grown up with this stuff. I love it. I don't have truly anything to plug. I'm not on social media right now. I just love being your friend and love being available for you, and I love talking about Disney. So yeah, I'm just happy to be here and share my anecdotes. I have about 10 million regarding Disney parks, Disneyland, Disney World now, and Disney media in general. I have a lot of opinions and a lot of experience with Disney media, and yeah, no, I'm just happy to get to talk about it. So,
Huzzah! Well, thank you again. Thank you so much for listening. We post new content every Saturday, so please follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever else you listen so you never miss an episode.
and please don't forget to review and rate them 5 stars. Share it with your friends, your Disney family, all of those people, and subscribe to @Magical Happy Hour Podcast on Instagram. Megan, where can they find you?
You can find me at Megan Creedon on Instagram, and there's a link to my TikTok on there as well if you'd like to find me on there. And if you're interested in having a professional travel agent that specializes in Disney and Universal Studios, plan your next vacation, you can find the link to Shai's website in our podcast notes, or you can email her at Cheyenne@vincentvacations.com. And we'll see you next week. Cheers!
Cheers!